Hello, 1993 classmates. Joseph Putz here. Hey, I'm bummed not to be there with you this evening, and I would have loved to reminisce and caught up. I was asked to share a short blessing, inspirational message, and before I do, let's revisit 1993 with a couple of random fun facts. Hey, top two songs. Number one, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Number two, Whoop, there it is. Whoop, tag team, back again. I'm a terrible singer. And Pearl Jam was the most popular band. The world lost a couple of icons. Arthur Ashe, Andre the Giant, not sure he was an icon, but he was big, and Audrey Hepburn. In December of 1993, there were only 663 websites. Gas was $1.16 per gallon. Minimum wage was $4.25 an hour. Microsoft was $1.57 per a share. Where was Mr. Sullivan on that? I took his economics class. It would have been nice if he had advised us on that investment. However, he might have. I don't ever recall staying awake for one of his classes. And apparently it requires something called capital to invest. I still blame Mr. Sullivan. Heartthrobs and hunks were Cindy Crawford, Sharon Stone, and Anna Nicole Smith. George Clooney, Tom Cruise, and Brad Pitt. Video games were much simpler. Remote controls didn't require a manual and 2 weeks training to use. Pagers weren't popular until the following year in 1994. And last but not least, awful stat about our 93-94 Supersonics led the Western Conference in number one seed, 63-19, winning 17 of their last 19 games to go lose to Denver in the first round, and Mutombo waving his finger, not in my house. Annoying. Quote C.S. Lewis, isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes? But when we look back, everything is different. In the past 30 years, we have all experienced inevitable change. I, for one, I used to take my health for granted. I was eating and drinking whatever I wanted back then. I never really gained any weight. Didn't really affect me at all. Now my body sounds like the Rice Krispies commercial, snap, crackle, and pop. If I make undisciplined food and beverage choices, there's always negative ramifications. Back then, I believed that waking up was a given, an expectation. Today, I realize it's a gift and promise to no one. 30 years ago, my responsibilities were minimal, mainly trying to just not crash into their car. Boy, I had issues. Today, I'm still trying to stop dinging vehicles. However, now the to-do list is enormous, as we all have our worries, concerns, fears, and pressures. Back then, I always knew I could rely on my family, in particular my parents, as a safety haven if I needed, fully expecting them to always be around. Fast forward today, and my brothers and I are still devastated by the unthinkable, losing our mom 12 months ago. I know a lot of you have lost loved ones, and my deepest condolences to you and your family. In conclusion, my hope is to encourage, motivate, and inspire you to do three things. First, reflect and learn from the past. Mistakes, poor choices, and setbacks, they're all opportunities for growth. They don't have to define you. Allow them to refine you. And on the flip side of that, dwell on past successes. Small wins will always lead to big wins. Celebrate your accomplishments, detail the process, and know your personal formula to get back to those successes more frequently. That is seriously pivotal and worth restating. Humbly celebrate your accomplishments. Detail the process you took to create those successes. Write it down. Know the formula it takes for you to permeate those actions into your daily habits. Secondly, value and appreciate the present. You know, when I was putting together my mom's celebration of life slideshow, I came upon a video of my mom and daughter belly laughing, cracking up. Don't even know what they're laughing at. The camera scanned over to me, sitting nearby, and my face was in my phone, not engaged at all. Most likely checking fantasy football scores or something that really could matter less. I just was not in the present. I hysterically broke down. I cried uncontrollably, realizing I will never get that moment again to laugh with my mom. It took my kids growing up and losing my hero to grasp the concept of valuing the present moment. I encourage you to pour into your relationships. Be present, giving them your undivided attention. One day, like me, you will regret not doing so. Optimistically, with hope. Number 3, look forward to what's ahead. I find it to be difficult balancing being content in the now and ambitious with goals in the future. What has worked for me, and I strongly recommend, is getting in the habit of starting your day with a gratitude walk. Pick 1, 2, 3 areas in your life you were thankful for. Be specific on the why. The more detailed you are, the longer the attitude of gratitude lingers throughout the day. I love this reminder quote, and I have it posted for me to see daily. When you are feeling blessed, you cannot be stressed. High school classmates, I hope and pray you are well, living into your meaningful mission. I want to leave you this quote. It's the quote that motivates me the most. Your life legacy is not what you leave for others, it's what you leave in others. Those words drive me to be like my mom, valuing relationships above all else. Blessing to you all.